Newcastle United again with another poor performance, and this time at home. There are no excuses anymore for these bad performances, but regardless, let's talk about it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here with another match reaction. Of course, Newcastle United, my team, losing at home now against Nottingham Forest. By the way, this video will also go to the American Magpie YouTube channel, so please subscribe to that one if you are a Newcastle fan. The links is in the description below, and if you are a neutral and you want to hear more, want to see more videos reactions to other teams in England in the Premier League, consider subscribing to Top FC TV as well. Link in the description below. If not, if you're there already, subscribe, smash the like button, and of course comment, because I want to hear your comment. I want to read your comment on what's happening. My thoughts on this match in particular, man. It's just a little bit hard. It's depleting to see a Newcastle team that is just out of form at this point. We are out of form. And I will say that I think Eddie Howe made mistakes, critical mistakes, has been for the last few matches. Our inexperience has cost us to lose a lot of the games that we have. Also, the injuries and the tiredness, the fatigue, etc. But regardless, at the end of the day, you still have to get the job done against Luton Town, against Nottingham Forest. And I'm not going to buy this. The Premier League is so tough that a team that's in the relegation zone, and a team that's just barely outside of the relegation zone are going to beat you out of uh, you know out of a match, especially at home. In this case, in Nottingham Forest. Listen, the lineup I didn't understand. I said it on the watch along in the American Magpie. I didn't understand why Dan Burn is playing in this team as a starter, especially as a left back. I get that it worked for a certain period of time in last season, but listen, it's time to move on. I know that Newcastle fans bring up to me, well, look at us 3 years ago, dot, dot, dot. It's the same response every single time. They say it so much, I'm worried that they miss him as much as they say it. They mention that era. We need to be looking forward. We need to be going forward. Eddie Howe needs to be looking forward and fix this team one way or another. I said it before on an article. Now I believe a little bit that said that the PIF is not really happy on what's going on with the team. How could you not be? How could you be happy? How could you not be? You know what I mean? Like how can anybody that wants Newcastle to do good be content with what's happening on the pitch? You can't be. Dan Burns shouldn't be a starter. And I said this before. I said it on the live stream. You can't have your center backs. If you want Botman and you want Shar, then play them every single time. You got to play him every single time. I know that Lascelles never been injured actually. Botman Shar was injured for one game. I get that. It can happen. But regardless, you need to start putting the same center backs to play with each other at all times. You can't be switching off. You cannot be switching off. Center backs don't get switched off. This notion that new managers change everything. Football, the ball is round, the pitch is square or rectangle. You know what I mean? Like it just things in football are not to messed with. Certain things you can add technology, you can do this and that, whatever you want, but there are certain things that you still need to keep. Kieran Trippier to me played a decent game. I like the way he played. I think he wasn't the greatest. He wasn't obviously the worst that we've seen in the past few matches. I think he's a no blame at all with anything. I have to say that again because some fans are going to want to kill him. And to me, he was good enough. He was good, not good enough because that sounds a little bit contradictory. But he was good. Kieran Trippier was good. Bruno Guimaraes was amazing, doing amazing things. Lewis Miley to me the best player for Newcastle in this match in particular. Longstaff, he cannot be a starter. He cannot start in the Newcastle shirt. He can be a sub. He can be a substitution. He can be an element, a tool that you bring on, but he can't be your starting midfielder. He just can't. And I know he did great. I know he's a guy from Newcastle. Regardless, it's about winning games. We need to get the points, and he's not getting it done. He's not getting it done. Burn the same way. Anthony Gordon didn't play great. Miguel Almiron, to me, was not good at all. You see right here, and it's kind of contradictory to what SoFar scores got. They gave him a 7.5. I don't understand that at all. I actually think that Anthony Gordon played better, and they have him at 6.4. You know what I mean? Isak was great on the left side when he switched there. Callum Wilson came on. Not much from him, to be honest with you. Not much from him at all. I think that Livramento should have been subbed at halftime. We waited too long. I didn't understand the part, the notion that Elanga was playing as a right winger for Nottingham Forest, and you put Dan Burn to defend against him. I didn't understand that part at all whatsoever. The reason why is pretty simple. Elanga is going to cook him every single time. Burn cannot sustain that amount of speed, energy, whatever he needs to do to defend against him, and much less stay on the pitch after halftime. You can see that it was that he couldn't sustain it. Fabian Schär made a mistake on that first goal by Wood. Wood scored a hat trick. Hey, oh, props to him. He really performed well. He really scored well, and man of the match for him as well. I'm sure 100% hat trick against the former team, Newcastle United. Lewis Hall comes on at the 79th minute of this match. One positive thing is that Eddie Howe gave him more than 5 minutes to play, so that's a positive thing. But I think that it was a late change as well. I didn't understand the last part. Lewis Hall comes on, and Trippier plays center back with Schär. Botman comes off the pitch. I just don't understand that. And it goes to my point earlier. You got to keep your center backs playing. You got to keep them playing. You know what I mean? And he puts Trippier as a center back with Schär. It just doesn't make any sense. Some of these changes don't make any sense, and I think that ultimately that's what cost us. And it's easier to get at Eddie Howe. You also got to get at these players' performances. It's just not good. But when they don't perform, you expect the manager to take them out and to make a fix, to make something happen. And certainly he didn't do that, and we lose 3-1 at home. It's just it's a poor performance by Newcastle. And listen, what else can you say? What else can you say, man? We got a lot of players out right here. You can see a lot of players out, but regardless, Nick Pope and Joe Willock are really missed. Not Nick Pope so much, but I mean, obviously he's the starter. But definitely, I like to see Joe Willock back, man. And at this point in time, I don't know what else to say about the Magpies. Big up the Nottingham Forest from getting this one. They certainly need it. Just to finish off, we got to look at the standings right now, as you see it right there in front of you. Newcastle United still with 29 points, seventh in the standings. And if you look at West Ham United with 30 points, if they win their match against Arsenal, which I hope that they don't, and more than likely it looks like Arsenal might get that one, maybe. But if they get 3 points, they go to 33, and then you're 4 points away from the 7th spot. This is not good for Newcastle. Not good at all. So something needs to be done. Something needs to be switched. And I'm not saying that Eddie Howe should be sacked. That's not what I'm saying. But he's got to make some changes. He's got to make some crucial changes for this team to perform better. He's got to. If not, it's going to be a it's going to be some long days in Newcastle, man. It really is. So, yeah, big up to everybody. Of course, smash the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. And, of course, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I'm willing to read you and, of course, respond to you on the American Magpie channel and, of course, on Top FC TV. Big up, everybody. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.